Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Rahab Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. They still to this very day continually rule very well. And shalom to the whole elect, just continually plowing in this work, giving diligence to make your calling election sure. And our faith, truth, and sincerity, with all charity, giving all diligence. Shalom. Now, this is a response to the live stream that was put up by the Chicago camp concerning this guy, VOCAB MALONE, and which was the live stream was based on the encounter that was made, the encounter that happened, at the camp in Chicago yesterday, when VOCAB MALONE came up and called himself debating against the brothers, the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, in which the point's been made concerning this guy VOCAB MALONE. He doesn't understand that the scriptures is everything lines up with each other. All the scriptures line up with each other, and there's no contradictions in the scriptures ever. All right, because the Lord basically set up the scriptures as set it up in code, and it's through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that we're able to decode the scriptures and to know what it's talking about. That's why, the recurrent theme behind this encounter with VOCAB MALONE is that precept must be upon precept. All right. And concerning that particular scripture in Isaiah the 28th chapter, the elders of Chicago and the brothers of Chicago already made the point concerning this guy, and just putting together this video to add my 2 cents into the account, because I went back and watched their live stream that they did, and on top of that, watched this live stream that they put up, in which in the title, like it says right here, VOCAB MALONE has been weighed in the balance, he's found wanting. All right, because his actions has been weighed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, and what he's doing right now is adding more and more accusations, for lack of a better term, accusations or accounts, which is going to lead to the final judgment, which is his destruction. All right, that's the direction that VOCAB MALONE is headed towards, and that's what those 2 followers that was with him, that's what they headed towards as well. All right, heading towards death and destruction. All right, so the actions are being weighed in the balance. All right, and like the title says, it says, and is found wanting. In other words, undisciplined. All right, because there's no shred of discipline in either VOCAB MALONE or in those other followers that he has, those lackeys that's following him. All right, because if he was disciplined, then he would have understood that precept must be upon precept, line upon line, and here a little and there a little. He would have got that if he was disciplined, but he's not. All right, VOCAB is just like a lost child, and like I did a video before on this guy VOCAB MALONE. Through the spirit, I called him out as a son of an Israelitish woman, because at first, we was kind of on the fence about who this guy was, whether he was an Israelite or Edomite. But now through the spirit, we realize he's an Edomite. All right, but not to ramble on too much longer. I'm going to go into the scriptures. It's the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter and the 3rd verse. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. All right, because it was of their lust to make their way to Chicago just to have the quote unquote debate, in which it wasn't even a debate, man. It was a slaughter, man. That whole thing that went down was nothing but a slaughter. All right, because this guy was in vocab. He only brought out what two scriptures, 3 scriptures maybe, and the brothers are coming with precepts, more precepts, lines upon lines, man. And they were teaching according to what the scriptures are supposed to tell you to teach, man. All right, this is how the Lord is supposed to. Or should I say, the Lord told us how we're supposed to teach His word, and that's exactly what they were doing. And vocab can't do anything about it. All right, nobody can come up against the scriptures, man. Nobody. All right. So once again, it says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. All right. Because, these agents, especially like vocab, which he's the main agent, basically, it's in their lust to come up and to speak against what we're saying. All right. Because the vocab, we're just, I'm going to put it bluntly, man. The vocab, we're just niggas, man. Niggas, wetbacks. But the thing is that he doesn't understand that the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we have is of the power that he ignorantly called God and Jesus, man. In which it's not for him. It's not for him in the first place. Because he's a straight up Edomite, man. The Spirit has revealed unto us what nationality he is, man. What type of person he is, man. All right, because he's a straight up devil, man. And we saw how you could clearly see on the live stream how he was operating, man. He was operating under deceit, just like a devil. All right, trying to sow contention within the camp, trying to get a guy to follow after him. And that's the way of a devil, man. All right, that goes into the parable of the wicked one coming to snatch away what was sown in the heart, and that's what vocab was trying to do. He was trying to take away the seed that was sown in an individual's heart. All right, vocab is that wicked one that the scripture was talking about, man. Or he's part of that scripture, because you got others too that do the same thing, that was sent by our Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to take away certain individuals from getting his knowledge. All right. Now, verse 4 says, it's saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. All right. Because, just like vocab and other guys like him, they think that this place is going to go on forever, and that they think that everything is going to continue as they are right now, and we're never going to see the downfall of this kingdom. And they're basically saying that America is going to be here forever. All right, in a roundabout way, that's what this scripture coming to life, where it says, "Where's the promise of his coming?" All right, because they don't believe, man. Now, I'm gonna get the book of 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter and 33rd verse. This is to add more unto Isaiah the 28th chapter, that precept must be upon precept. And this is what it says. It says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. See, in all the churches of the saints, we say the same thing, man. There's no divisions within the church of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's why no matter who you go to, it might be a certain brother in the camp, he'll say the same thing, because that's what vocab tried to do. He tried to go to another brother, said, debate me one-on-one. But no, man, even if you debate him one-on-one, it's still going to be the same result. All right, because the Lord he's not the author of confusion. So even if you did do that, they'll still tell you the same thing, man. You'll still get confounded. You go to another camp, right? You might go down to the camp down south, one of these camps down south, and you'll get confounded once again, man. Why is that, man? Because the Lord is not the author of confusion. All right. And also, too, that lines up with Isaiah 28 chapter. All right. Precept upon precept, because the Lord's not going to put a contradiction within the scriptures within itself, man. Because why? Because that's confusion. Vocab, what vocab was trying to teach or trying to spew, was nothing but confusion, because it didn't line up with scripture. All right. So once again, it says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. All right, see? And by the way, it goes into verse 34, right? Because you got this woman that was, you ain't go down to the ghetto. You ain't go down to this. When she should have kept the doggone mouth shut, man. All right. She was filming the whole time, being she was, you know what? She was fulfilling scripture, man, where it says a shameless woman shall be accounted as a dog. All right. And you know what a female dog is in the English. All right. I don't have to spell it out for you. All right. Verse 34 says, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. So she shouldn't even ran at the mouth like that, man. But the brothers did a very good job of keeping it in the spirit, man. Staying in the spirit. All right, because my spirit got riled up when I was watching that live stream, man. I was getting amped up in the spirit, but the brother, I can't remember his name right now, but he pretty much made the point saying that, look, even though you might get amped up in the spirit, get passionate, still gotta stay in the spirit, man, because that's really what they want. Like VOCAB and the rest of these other guys that are watching, these agents, they want us to get carnal so they can have an excuse to get at us. But that pretty much hits the point. I don't want to ramble on too much longer. Just wanted to add my 2 cents into the topic, into the live stream. But like I said before, man, they're fulfilling scripture. All right, it's